So, it's throwback to GP 2016 time. So let's analyze the questions for points and examples you can raise if these issues come out again. Human need, rather than profit, should always be the main concern of scientific research. Discuss. The big subject of debate here is what the main concern of scientific research really should be. The organizations that fund scientific research and the human beings in need, hoping to benefit from this research, are going to have different priorities. To do this question well, we need some background information into what scientific research is and how it gets funded. Scientific research splits into essentially two main categories. There's the basic science, or pure science, such as math, physics, chemistry, subjects that you do at school. But this brand of science is really concerned with systematically accumulating knowledge to understand how the universe works. It serves the more abstract side of human need, like human purpose for understanding meaning in life. But then there's also applied science, such as engineering, medicine. And this is concerned with using all that knowledge to create actual solutions for the immediate and practical problems human beings are facing. So both basic science and applied science serve human needs. But it's applied science that's likely to lead to immediate creation of products that can generate immediate profits. And that's why profit-motivated corporations prefer to fund research to the applied sciences. The tricky part here is not all areas of human need yield equal profit. Not all humans in need are equally able to pay for the needs to be met. Unfortunately, for many corporations, poor suffering people are just what they make for poor-paying customers. And that's why more corporations invest in researching developed world diseases like cancer and baldness, rather than researching developing world diseases like malaria and tuberculosis. But it's not just about the neglect of the needs of poorer nations. As income inequality grows, corporations are being criticized for neglecting needs within their own countries. For instance, rampant overpricing of life-saving medicine is a big issue in America. The CEO of Turing Pharmaceuticals, Martin Shkreli, was widely criticized for raising the price of a life-saving drug, Daraprim, from $13.50 to $750 per pill. This was a pill that people with severely weakened immune systems, like AIDS, depended on. The Daraprim scandal only highlighted the injustice and exploitation that happens when we force research to prioritize shareholder needs above the needs of the suffering. There used to be many more company research labs that funded basic scientific research, even when there was no financial gains to be made. Experimental evidence for the Big Bang, for example, was actually discovered at AT&T's Bell Labs, a discovery that led to the Nobel Prize. But those days seem to be gone because of the high cost of such discoveries. Even in applied sciences like computer science, companies argue that basic research is a form of charity that doesn't make business sense because it subsidizes intelligence gathering that their rivals can easily use to hurt them back. For example, while it was engineers in Xerox that invented the modern graphical user interface, it was Apple and Microsoft that really took advantage of the research to dominate the computer market. Today, science has become way too large-scale, complex, and high stakes to be left purely to private corporations. Much cutting-edge scientific research today is mostly funded by a mix of grants from various public-minded organizations like government agencies, institutions, and foundations, and not just from one country, but all around the world. For example, let's take a look at the Large Hadron Collider. This is a government project jointly funded by CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research. 17 countries pulled together billions of dollars to support the world's biggest particle accelerator. When the physicists working on the collider discovered the famous God particle in 2012, it was hailed as an extraordinary scientific achievement. It proved the truth that there was an invisible process that gives all other particles their mass or substance. Though such an abstract discovery can be difficult to defend from a short-term profit-minded perspective, it can lead to surprising gains in the future, financial and otherwise. For instance, without someone investing in earlier pure research into the structure of the atom, we would never have gotten X-rays, nuclear power, and silicon chips. Ultimately, scientific research is really an ongoing process of correcting and refining hypotheses. So should scientific research keep doing the unprofitable work of pursuing scientific truths? Don't forget, at some point in history, there was a human need for science to help us see that sicknesses were not caused by witches, but rather bacteria. At some point in history, there was a human need for science to help us dispute claims that some races were genetically superior to others. And today, there is a human need for science to help us stay honest in our politics over controversial issues like vaccines or climate change. Scientific research can stay mainly concerned for human need and still turn a profit. It's not always in a financial sense, not always for the shareholders alone, and not always for this current generation, but for the next one to come. Thanks for watching. If you want to learn more about how the world works, click on the links below to get a free trial class at the School of Thought. If you want a full breakdown of all the GP essays of 2016, Find out on the link below how to get our annual Broader Perspectives essay issue.